Sloop, Zod, Ragiroth, do pop!
Ragiroth Enterprises.
How's it going, everybody? This is Rich of Ragiroth Enterprises with basically part 2 of my characters I want for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite video. First part, I talked about returning characters I would want. Now I'm going to talk about new characters. So, I think one issue a lot of us have had with this game's roster is the fact that there's not many new characters, and that the few new characters, 2 of the new characters are DLC. Two of whom should have really been in the base roster. Sigma, because he's he's half of the main villain, for Christ's sakes, and Black Panther, because he's friggin' Black Panther, and he was in a huge hit movie who was considered one of the best parts of the movie. Never mind. But anyway, like the last video, I'm going to do top 10 characters I want. Though this time I will do 6 honorable mentions, 3 from each side, because I think the pool of characters that haven't been in are a little larger than the characters that have been in. And again, I'm kind of going into it with a mindset like, we have speculation of what's to come, but all we really know for sure, for now at least, is that Dormammu, Firebrand, and Ghost Rider will be officially shown in the game later this month. And yeah, Winter Soldier is likely to be in the game because of the zip file leak, but again, he could be like an NPC character. God, I hope not. Anyway, so here's my list for the new characters. Number 10, Ashura from Ashura's Wrath. Now, Ashura is one of those characters that I think me and a lot of others thought he was really freaking cool, perfect for this game. But maybe they weren't entirely crazy about the game he's from. I played Ashura's Wrath. I didn't love it. I didn't really like it. But I also certainly didn't hate it. It was just kind of like, eh. I think it was just a little too quick time event heavy for me. But, that doesn't deny that Ashura is such a fucking badass character. And he's perfect for a fighting game. They even did a crossover DLC with, him and Ryu, or Evil Ryu, and Akuma, and I think Oni. Like, you would even play like Street Fighter. Like, how could you not put him in a fighting game after that, Capcom? And it's kind of bullshit. He's not in the base roster. Like, what the hell? He might be one of the Capcom DLC characters, but come on. Number 9, Base.exe from Mega Man Battle Network. I'll be honest, I've actually never played Mega Man Battle Network. However, I've always really liked Base as a character. And when I've seen Base.exe and things I've heard about him, I'm like, wow, he's freaking awesome. I would love to have him in a fighting game like this and play as him. I think he's probably just, a more ultimate version of Base. I think he would also represent a part of Mega Man that hasn't really been in much. I was never really that into that series, but again, I think it has some cool things that could, be integrated in Marvel vs. Capcom. It's something different. Number 8, Songbird. Now, Songbird's a probably fairly obscure Marvel character. I really actually only know her because she was in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2. I think it's because, that was based off the original Civil War story, and I think she was in that. But I've always really liked her since then. She's probably another one of my favorite female Marvel characters, maybe comic characters. And the thing that sucks is there was some leaks early on that were seeming somewhat likely, and she was actually on the lists, but of course, they were fake. And I think her playstyle, for those that don't know, she has kind of like sonic wave powers or something like that. And I think she was a former wrestler. I think she could be like part Black Canary from Injustice, part Sindel, I guess also like Black Canary, and maybe like a grappler character like She-Hulk or something. I think that would be a really interesting combination. Also, she can fly, which is cool too. It would be something else. For number 7, I got Jean from God Hand. Jean is kind of also in the same boat as Ashura. The only difference is that his game probably sold even less. It's known for selling very, very few copies, and it did fairly badly critically. But I actually played a little bit of his game, and I thought it was a pretty cool game. And I think Jean is a pretty cool and fun character that would also be perfect in a game like this. One of the other things I think going against him was that he is a character that was made by Clover Studios, or now known as Platinum Games, when they were still Capcom. And like, just with the fact that Beautiful Joe and Amaterasu isn't in the game, I think they're kind of trying to even further phase kind of Clover Studios characters out, which is a real shame. But Gene has so much that could work for a game like this, and he'd be really fun, just knocking people in the nuts and basically knocking into the cosmos. But anyway, so for number 6, I got Moon Knight. Like Songbird, Moon Knight's probably another fairly obscure character, and the only way I actually really initially knew him was because of Marvel Ultimate Alliance, the first one, not the second one. And I always thought he was really cool, and I'm like, who the hell is this guy? Why isn't he in more things? And he's apparently kind of like Batman or Nightwing, but if they friggin' kill people. He's kind of like another Punisher-like character where he's an anti-hero, but more like the gadgets and weapons like Batman and Nightwing. And I think he would be really cool in a game like this. Yeah, the last time he was really in a game was a Marvel Future Fight. I always just found him as a cool character that I think would work really well in a fighting game. Number 5, Archangel from X-Men. Now, like other X-Men characters, he has the problem of the whole Fox rights, and I don't think he's quite as popular as like, Gambit or Psylocke is. But he was always another one of my favorite X-Men characters. And I know, like, one of his only things is flying, but unlike his original form, Angel, he can do a little more with the metal blades and the toxins, and I think just overall more power. I think he would kind of play like Hawkgirl played in Injustice, where she's based a lot on flight. Unfortunately, he doesn't really have a weapon. Well, I guess his wings are more of a weapon. So he could be a character that, just fights with his wings. That's kind of unique, right? Right? Yeah, whatever. Anyway, for number 4 is Date Masamune from Sengoku Basara. Now, Date Masamune was actually a character that was considered for Tatsunoko versus Capcom, but sadly didn't make the cut. He's another character that's basically perfect for a fighting game. Even though he's not my favorite character from the series, Sengoku Basara, my favorite would probably be Akechi Mitsuhide. Sorry. But Dante is basically the main character, one of the main characters. And I think it would be awesome to have him in the same game as like Dante. He basically play, I think, like a mix of like Wolverine, with like electric powers, and maybe a little bit like Virgil. Or I guess there is really no samurai character. Well, I guess Soki was, but he was more of a traditional samurai, but he friggin' triple wields or septilia wields katanas. Not only that, but why would you not want to hear?
Are you ready, guys? Yeah! Put the guns on!
Third on my list would be Winter Soldier. Now, yes, like I said earlier in the video, we know he was found in the Zip League, but we don't know for sure. I never really knew Winter Soldier that much before the MCU movies, but since then he's become one of my more upper favorite Marvel characters. I think he's kind of like the Red Hood of Marvel in a way. I mean, Punisher is too a little bit, but yeah. I just always found his design really cool. His backstory really cool, and I think I know he doesn't really have superpowers, but I think his combat skills and his metal arm make for something really cool. And I should also mention I even met the actor that played him in the movie, Sebastian Stan. But no, I think Winter Soldier would be a really cool character that could just use a bunch of guns and weapons and assassin moves. I'd really like to see how he's handled in the game, and I hope he's not just an NPC, and I hope he is one of the DLC characters. I really do. That would really help the roster for me. So, number 2 on my list, Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil. I really, really thought Leon had a good shot in this game. I really did. I really thought they were kind of going to, give him the spotlight and maybe take Chris out. And I kind of thought one of the reasons Chris was going to be, I thought one of the benefits of Chris at least being was that, Wesker would be in as well. That didn't happen. We got Nemesis, who I really liked, but yeah. Not very pleased with the Resident Evil side of this game. It really doesn't help. I think it does, definitely hurt the roster. And I think a lot of us really thought that Leon would be in to promote the Resident Evil 2 remake, whenever the hell that's coming out. And I kind of thought, I know people are like, oh, well, he's just another basic gun guy. You just be a skin of Chris. No, I think they could make him unique. I think he would basically be a Red Hood and Deadshot situation with Injustice 2. I think when Deadshot was announced for Injustice 2, a lot of us thought that Red Hood probably wouldn't be his own character. At most, he would be a skin for Deadshot. However, that did not happen. And they're both, unique characters that play nothing alike. Yes, okay, they have similar themes, but that's about it. And I think Leon would be more of like what he was, what Red Hood was to Deadshot. Chris and Deadshot are all about, keep away, just firing guns, maybe a couple close range attacks here and there. But I think Leon would be more agile and more in your face a bit. I think he would also kind of use dual guns like he does in Resident Evil 6. I know that's kind of Dante's thing, and they even kind of have similar designs, but I think it'd be more martial arts and knife focused and tricky gunshots and akimbo kind of moves like he does in Resident Evil Vendetta. Speaking of which, Capcom seems to have a vendetta against Leon in the crossover games. Shut up! You know it was funny. He can't seem to catch a break with crossovers. He hasn't been in any of the fighting games. He was actually also considered for Tatsunoko vs. Capcom, but he didn't make it in that either for some dumb reason. And the one time he is in a crossover, he's a freaking support character, which is Project Crossover 2, from what I'm referring to. So yeah, I'm hoping maybe Leon will be DLC in the future. Maybe he'll be one of the Capcom DLC characters. Who knows? Maybe they're waiting until Resident Evil 2 remake is a little further along. I don't know. We can only hope. So now, before I get to my number one pick, here are some more honorable mentions. And like I said, this time I'm doing 6, just because there's such a bigger pool. So the first one, Daredevil, Lash, Nero from Devil May Cry, Punisher, anyone from Power Stone. Did Capcom just completely forget about that game? Ada Wong from Resident Evil. And just because I really, really, really wanted to put them on there, but I just couldn't put them over some of these other characters, I have an honorable mention, and that is Alex or Jury from Street Fighter. Alex is one of my favorite Street Fighter characters. I'm so happy he's back in Street Fighter V. And I was kind of hoping he would be the grappler of the game and not Hager. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. And Jury is one of my favorite Street Fighter characters. She's my favorite female character. And I wanted her back in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. But I guess she was just a little too new. But now she's certainly not too new. And she's been in 2 games now. But I think, the reason they were so low is because I at least have them in Street Fighter V. A lot of these other characters, I can't really play as many other characters. So now, for my number one pick, drum roll please, Carnage. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Don't you want Venom too? Aren't they kind of too similar? Yeah, okay, they're both symbiotes, but what can I say? I love the symbiotes, and I actually think I like Carnage even more than Venom. He's probably my favorite comic book villain, at least Marvel comic book villain. And I know a lot of people think him and Venom would play alike. I don't think so. In the few games they have been together, yeah, they have similar, I guess, movements and aesthetics, but they don't really play that much alike. Venom is more about whips and tendrils and eating people and web swinging and stuff, and he's much bigger and slower. Carnage is shorter, thinner, more agile, and he's all about using weapons and forming weapons out of him. I've actually seen very good Mugen versions of him, and they look really cool, and they actually take a lot of cues from the character from Street Fighter 3, 12, and being one of the 5 people that likes 12, if Capcom really refuses to bring him back, why not use those type of moves on a character that is a little more popular, being Carnage? I think that would be a really good idea, and I would flip out if I got to team him up with Venom or Jeddah or Ghost Rider. It would be amazing. Unfortunately, It's one of the downsides to wanting Venom is that it kind of probably hurts Carnage's chances, because even though I think they could be unique, you know, they could view him as like, oh, he's just another symbiote, you know, he's not unique enough. And, you know, not only that, but Venom is more of an anti-hero now, while Carnage is just a flat-out Spider-Man villain. But, you know, I feel like they probably go with Green Goblin or Doc Ock over him, which I don't necessarily mind. I like both of them. I would be fine if they got in either. But Carnage is one of my favorite Marvel characters, and I would love for him to be in a game like this. You know, he's the character I want most that hasn't been in a crossover game like this. So anyways, that's about it for the top 10 Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite characters returning anew. Next, I think I'm probably going to do either Dragon Ball Fighters or the City of Final Fantasy NT. Because after Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, they're probably the ones that are next closest to coming out. You know, I know that's early next year, but you know, still out of those, it's probably the closest. It's definitely more close than BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle. You know, I guess you'll see what I decide to do next. But anyways, also don't forget to subscribe and check out Mark Unart's channels too, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my videos, or dislike it if you dislike it. But anyways, as I always say, another time, another place. Keep being awesome.